right into it. So we were just, so this is Norwood.
We
and
rewrite a little bit.
Sir.
And his son Steve.
Norwood Thomas.
Norwood Thomas.
Right.
I'm Steve Thomas.
Steve, nice to meet you. My name's John.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yes.
My pleasure.
Thanks for your service.
You are?
Nice to meet you, too. I'm JD Winnikin.
Okay, JD, John, JD, and
Jay.
And Jay.
Okay.
We keep it easy, yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
And Julia.
And Julia. Okay. My first wife was named Julia.
We're the 4 J's.
For the 4
Okay.
J's. So he was just,
I'm going to give it
D-Day.
real quick because we have a bus.
Yeah, they
we're
have to
gonna
catch a bus in a minute.
Okay, we're from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Excellent.
Dad served in the Second War. Obviously, he jumped in Normandy, landed at 1:23 in the morning.
Wow.
He was actually 5 hours before the beach assaults. He was actually in the very plane that General Anthony McAuliffe was in.
Okay.
And Anthony McAuliffe went about 2 or 3, he believes, in front of him. And it was his first night jump. For most of them, it was their first night jump. That was for Normandy, and then in September 17th, he was climbing into a Waco CG-4A cargo glider, troop cargo glider, and going into Holland for Market Garden.
Wow.
3 months after that, he was in a Jeep and on foot going into a place called Bastogne
Oh, my
for
goodness.
Battle of the Bulge.
Wow.
And there he was injured. He was in a Jeep sitting in the back with another guy and 4 in there, and they don't know if they hit a mine or artillery fire, but the Jeep went airborne and flipped, threw everybody out, killed one guy, and he suffered a bad back injury. Of course, when they went into Bastogne, the Germans had captured their medical group, so he woke up, the next day was it? And down in the cellar of a church where a nun was treating his wounds and stuff.
Wow.
And about a week later, they put him back out on the line, and he
Captured our
continued
entire
on.
medical unit.
They captured the entire unit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The hospital unit with all the equipment and all the surgeons.
Wow.
So we were in Bastogne with we had each battalion had a doctor,
right.
and then we had our individual unit aid men. Well, our aid men became surgeons.
How old were you?
21.
21.
21.
21.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, something interesting about him also is that he was born on Friday the 13th, October 1922. At 88 years old, he said, "Steve, I'm going to start a bucket list." He's 96 now.
Wow.
So, but he said, "Steve, I want to start a bucket list." And something he's always wanted to do is that he hasn't done it since June 6, 44, is to jump out of an airplane again. So at 88, he started skydiving.
Wow.
Instead of going out at 800 feet, he goes out at 14,000 feet.
Oh,
Wow.
sure.
Give yourself a lot of distance now.
Now,
Multiple jumps.
now it is tandem,
Yes.
but because of the age and insurance and regulations and stuff.
Absolutely.
But he does that every birthday since that time.
That's
Wow.
great.
Birthday.
Yeah, so
Wow.
he just did his last one this past October at 96 years old, and he'll be doing his 97th birthday this coming October.
This coming
That's
October.
amazing.
Wow. That's amazing.
The second thing on his bucket list, and we tried to do it, but they ended up stopped doing. There's a bridge in West Virginia, is it?
Yeah.
Great Gorge River Bridge.
Yeah.
And they do bungee jumping. He wanted a bungee jump.
That's fun. I've done that.
Wow.
Well, he wanted to do that, but they stopped that. We found out actually 2 or 3 years earlier, but every year they would kind of converge on this area and close down the roads, and they'd have a weekend of just bungee jumping. But
I never bungee
Never
jumped.
got to
Never
bungee
bungee
jump.
jump.
Well, maybe we can find some place for you.
I might.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in his civilian life, for a hobby, he became a pilot and flew for a hobby. I followed his footsteps, and he flew till he was 85.
What
Wow.
did you fly?
It's a private aircraft.
What kind?
Well, Cessnas and Pipers.
I'm okay with the Pipers. The Cessnas, I'm a little iffy on. But
She flew Cubs.
She
Oh,
flew
well,
Cubs.
I got my privates in a private in a J3 Cub.
I got,
There you go.
Well, I got mine in a J5, so I had the upgraded version.
He owned a J5.
Did you really?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
There
For
are
one day.
So for one,
For one day. Yeah,
one day?
Yeah, hear what happened.
One day.
Hear what
happened?
Hurricane Hazel came along and took this
He bought it in the afternoon, and this was back in the 50s, and you didn't have satellite, weather and stuff. So
No.
somebody said a storm is coming, but we didn't know it was that bad, or he didn't know it was that bad.
Sure.
And so he signed the papers that afternoon. He'd flown the airplane before he bought it because he'd been flying it all along. He bought it that afternoon, and the next morning, Hurricane Hazel hit, 12 hours later, and crumpled the wings on it and everything. It was a J5 Cub.
It was a J.
Insurance?
Well, and
No, not back in those days.
No,
Not
not
in
the
those days.
50s.
Yeah.
Well, and the
gone.
J5, of course, for the people who don't know, was the family version. So
the-
you were supposed to be able to fit two. I don't know
family
how.
cruiser, they called it.
I don't know what size those people were to
Yeah.
get two of them in the back
Yeah.
seat.
Wow.
And it could take, ours was 10 pounds of luggage. You could fit your fishing poles in the back of it.
Uh-huh.
That was the entire luggage container.
10 pounds.
10 pounds.
Yeah.
But it had the 85 horsepower engine, not
He
just that
had
luggage.
he had a 75.
Oh, you had some.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so.
We souped ours up.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know.
But
It was
uh,
also the
Then
80s, so.
when I first flew the Super Cruiser,
yeah, it was
I
a
thought
big,
that was heaven, man.
yeah,
That
yeah.
thing was like a
Bigger
Cadillac.
engine, yeah, nice. He became he eventually on the GI Bill became a flight instructor.
Oh, that's
with instrument
great.
rating, multi-engine.
Very
Wow.
good.
And he did that for a while and flew a company plane, a Beech Baron, for a while.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he did that. He enjoyed that.
I've enjoyed life.
You really have done a
have.
lot
Yes.
of things.
I enjoyed life.
And one of the things that you were saying when we first got here was how difficult it was for you to get back into civilian life.
Oh yeah.
And I was saying I can't imagine what that must have been like for all of you, but we can't thank you enough for what you did and
Chat,
for your
you know what to do.
service.
We survived.
Yeah, you did survive, and you did amazing things, and you truly inspire. We have a whole audience watching us that will help it'll better understand what it was you
around the
went
world
through.
watching.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll throw something else in there right quick.
Sure.
please do.
About 3 years ago, we were in Virginia Beach, and Dad received a telephone call when we were going through a Home Depot, hardware store. And basically, what it was a reporter from the local pilot, the Virginian pilot, talking to Dad, and he had followed us over to Normandy before, so we knew him quite well. And he knows about Dad's skydiving jumps and stuff. And he says that. He said, my manager gave me a piece of paper saying that there's this woman in Australia, and she believes you are her boyfriend from England of 44.
71 years ago.
Yeah. So,
Wait, no, is this a story somebody was just?
I don't know, because I've
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead. We'll go
so,
back to it.
So what happened is that the reporter, Mike Hicksonball was his name, he gave us the email address, and I contacted the son of this woman that they are now living in Australia. And so we exchanged emails on a rate of something like 3 each a day for about a week and a half. And I told, his name was Rob, and I told Rob, I said, have you ever Skyped before? In the email. And he said he hadn't. I said I hadn't either. I said, we set up our computers, and we Skyped, and we called in the local TV news that covered his skydiving jumps and stuff. And they said, yeah, we want to cover this. And they did the same thing in Australia.
Yeah.
And so we did it. We thought it was going to be big news for the local area for about 3 or 4 days, and that'd be the end of it. Well, what we weren't prepared for, it went viral. Went around the world. And so he was Hoda Kathy Lee and CBS Evening
this.
News, and
Wow.
went on and on and on. And so what happened from there is that there was a girl, Caitlin Novell is her name, and she worked for a public relations firm in Los Angeles. And she saw the article in the LA Times about two World War II loves talking and stuff like that. So she contacted the people she represents, which was Air New Zealand Airlines,
Right.
and they gave us a round trip ticket, first class, to Australia and back.
Oh my
I got to spend 2 wonderful weeks with the first great love of my life.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
That's incredible.
And I'm not kidding. I was walking yesterday and talking to people, and someone said, did you hear that the man is here that was in that story?
Yeah,
and I said,
you're right.
what story?
Oh.
And they
heard this.
and they were talking about you. Yesterday.
Okay.
I remember
Yes.
Right.
when it
Yeah.
happened.
Your ears were burning, I guess. huh?
Yeah.
You have an email address on
I
there?
do, and that's
Okay.
my personal email address,
That's
and that's my
amazing.
work
So,
email address.
DC3girl
Yep,
at
that's it.
yahoo.com.
Yeah,
Is this the
that's
first
me.
time you've been back here since?
No.
No,
you've
he's
been back
come
a few
back.
times. Okay.
Yeah,
We've
let's see.
been back here once before, but we've been in Normandy. This is what time, Steve? 4 or 5?
We're the other people, we're going to make it. We got 5 more minutes.
Oh.
We have to make it that way.
That way, good.
He was here, of course, in '44. He came back in '94 for the 50th anniversary.
okay.
Not necessarily to this spot, but he did come back to Normandy, and he also went up into Holland and into Bastogne in '94. But I started going with him in 2014 for the 70th anniversary, and we were back also in May of 2015, just before June 6th. We came and went before the festivities started. And we were here again this past September in the Normandy area.
Okay.
And we're on a Stephen Ambrose historical tours.
Wow. Okay.
And we started originally in London for 4 days there and 4 days here in we took the ferry over to Cherbourg. We're here for 4 days. Matter of fact, we're on our way to Paris now.
Okay.
And we'll spend 1 night in Paris, get on a train, and we're going to go up to the Netherlands for Market Garden stuff. And then we'll come back down into Belgium on a tour bus and go to Bastogne, and then we're going to go into Germany for about 4 days. Nuremberg, Berchtesgaden, Hitler's Eagle's Nest.
Right.
Now he was at Hitler's Eagle's Nest at the end of the war.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Yeah, he did. He made it there as well. So this will be his first time back since '44.
Wow.
And we're going to go to Nuremberg and some of the other places, adventures, Frankfurt, Munich, places like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I keep saying wow, but that's all I've got.
I don't know what else to
That's
say.
all I've got. I've been studying this for most
You know,
of
you
my
turn
life.
wild upside down, it spells
spells
mom.
mom.
Well, it has been a wonderful life.
Yeah, it sure seems like it.
Yes, sir.
Sure,
Been interesting.
yeah. Yeah, well, I know that for us.
I don't know if you
for
want
us,
to walk over to the bus. I can give you a card over at the bus. But
Yeah, she can walk.
We'll send her with you.
Yeah, we'll send her with you.
You can take her with you if you want me to Will and
I'll
Becky.
tell you
Oh my
what, I'll take her and you take him.
Hey, actually, I mean,
Interview him
Hey,
all
careful
day.
there.
Yeah.
I think we just got traded.
Okay.
Well, it is.
I'm ready for a trade.
We don't want to keep you, but
Yes.
it's wonderful to meet you.
Well, my
Absolutely.
pleasure.
You're a national treasure. You really are. And
I don't feel like
I know you don't,
You
but
are.
that's why. That's why.
Just put it to an archive.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for spending some time, and thank you for your
I can dig
service.
it up
and-
there.
My pleasure, John. And I'll tell you, it is
might
nice.
be weeks before I'm
Yeah.
able to get to it.
You said you've lived a wonderful life, and there's a lot of people who've lived a wonderful life because of what you've done. So
Yeah.
I tell you,
we appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
It has been wonderful.
It's basically
Yeah.
taking
Yeah. There's been we've seen so much appreciation from people here in Normandy for all the veterans, and it really is for the people who live here. It's a liberation
but
day,
he's,
right? It's their
one of
homes,
his doctors said, "I don't want you going
and you've given people a lot of great lives.
came anyway.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel
So I'm
better.
trying to
Yeah.
get
A global
every mile I
treasure.
can
So there's
out.
people watching all over the world right now. They say you're a global treasure.
Oh, golly.
They
Yeah.
say thank you for your service. Thank you so much. You're a legend. I mean, hundreds of people saying thank you right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't want to keep him.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
Tell me.
When I saw my lady friend on Skype, I asked her, I said, I can talk to you, I can see you, but there's one thing that's missing. And she said, what's that? I said, I can't take you in my arms and give you a squeeze. I said, how would it be if I did that? She said, well, that would be lovely. But I have a lady friend back in North Carolina,
Well, 15 years.
There you go.
He didn't tell her about this.
We'll talk more about that later.
her neighbor saw it on TV.
Came running over and on the door and knocked on the door. Ruby, her name is Ruby, said, Ruby, Thomas is on TV. On TV for what? Something about a girlfriend. A girlfriend? Yeah, in Australia. What? So anyway.
Technology.
Yeah.
See?
So what happened with him is that, he told Joyce, I'm going to give you a squeeze. So he goes down, after we get back from Australia, he drives back down that house road, within a few weeks. And he drives up and she comes out on the porch and she's there on the front porch. He comes up to her and says, come over here and let me give you a hug. And she goes, you mean a squeeze?
You mean a squeeze?
Now she's got that knife in my side, and every time something comes up, she'll twist it a little.
Well, you kind of handed her that one, though. I mean, I'm just saying, as a woman, maybe. I think you get a pass, though.
I don't know why she was offended.
I can't imagine. You know what? I think you
So-
deserved that one. thank you so much. We're going to take him back. I'm going
Absolutely.
to walk back
Now, what
with
we're
you.
going to do, he wants me to pick up a couple of clickers in the store here, and then we'll go right out to the bus.
You know,
And
crickets.
this
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
from our group here. We have 38 people with our group.
Wow.
And so,
You have to
but,
travel.
and we're, like I say, we're on our way now to Paris. So.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay. There you go.
Here they come.
Julia, would it be okay if we got a picture with you really quick? Did you get us? All right, JDK, come here. Yeah. Hop over on one side. There you go. And I'm all loaded up with camera gear here. So.
Okay, all right, ready? Okay, I'm gonna take a couple. Still taking, the phone is now buzzing at me.
Nope, people
Starting a
texting
little.
you.
People texting me?
Yeah.
I don't think they're texting me, but okay.
Let me take this off.
Wait, and
You can see his jacket.
Oh, his
yeah,
jacket.
Yeah, take it off completely.
All right.
You'll take it off completely?
Yeah, take it off completely. You can see the.
Okay.
Oh, that's our
Yep.
map of the Pegasus Bridge here. Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah, you can.
Got the airborne jacket on.
Wow, you do. Got it there.
Yeah.
Doss, I'll get some with mine.
That's my
Yes.
favorite jacket, and that's my
Yeah.
thing on the back.
Right there.
Incredible.
I'm going to need one thing. I need you to hold him. I won't even bother to explain why.
We won't even ask.
We don't even ask.
It's a good thing.
It's a voodoo doll.
It,
That's got pins in it.
absolutely is, yes. This doll will get you forgiveness from your girlfriend. That's
Oh wow.
it's like
His
yeah.
superpower.
That's his superpower.
Yeah, but extra one. I need.
I'm going to market them. Is what I'm going to
Yeah.
do. Okay, you guys all get together, and
Yeah.
I will.
You got the camera?
I've got mine.
All right.
Jump in there with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I tell you, I get in the.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, that's perfect. All right. Everybody say airborne.
Airborne.
There you go.
Thank y'all.
This man was my first.
One other thing, he got out of the Army at the end of the war.
Right.
in
He was
November
known
of
as the
45.
father of airborne.
The father of airborne.
Back up.
Yeah, and he was given the division when it was first activated.
You know, he joined the Army because
But
of the
unfortunately,
stuff that
in
was
March,
Harvard. He wanted to
before we went in, he had a heart attack and had
and
be
he wanted to go
relieved.
into aviation,
So he could not
because
take us into
Navy.
combat.
We're both pilots. I
Wow.
think I might have mentioned
and
that,
he was
okay.
devastated
So,
for that.
I
but
bet.
He wanted to go into an aviation.
I bet.
unit, on the crew, whatever. and he said,
So,
sure.
wow.
So he signs up, makes it
Well, we so appreciate you taking the time to talk
Absolutely.
with us.
It's an honor to meet
with
you,
the
sir.
82nd
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
And I hope that it's been beneficial to you.
Oh, it has been.
It has been.
It has been. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We couldn't have asked for anything better.
40 foot, guys.
When did you enlist?
In the Army. In
In the
war.
Army?
March 42.
Yeah.
March of 42, and there was no such thing as airborne,
Airborne
at the time.
Right.
He
So
went
you-
82nd Infantry he went into. And then they decided they want to work on this airborne concept, so they took the 82nd Infantry, divided into two units. One, the 82nd Airborne, and this new one called the 101st Airborne. He was 101st from day one.
Wow.
Wow.
And he got out of the Army in November of 45, but he re-enlisted in mid-1959 and retired in 1975. He's been in communications all his life. He was a radio code operator for division artillery, as a division, Davardi. Then when he went back in, he went into signal school again with communications. And in the early 60s, it went from telegraph keys and talking on mics to satellite communications. And he retired in Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, as a satellite communications SATCOM instructor.
Wow.
Fort Monmouth closed down in 2011.
Holy moly.
So,
And you flew a J5 Cub.
He flew a
I mean, I
J5
hate to bring it
Cub.
back to that,
Oh,
but
he's
it's
got-
the J5 Cub.
he loved the Cub, and he got more time on a Cub than a J3 than a J5, right?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
want to.
I'm
Okay,
gonna walk.
let's
with
go
you.
to the store.
I'm gonna give
Yeah.
you some cards
Well,
to give to these people.
yeah,
that are-
absolutely.
Before we go,
Okay.
I want to ask you one thing.
What is that?
May I get a hug?
Yes, of course you may. Oh my goodness, of course you may. Thank
This is
you.
wonderful. Thank
This
you.
leave
has
this- I'm
been
gonna leave this jacket
absolutely
off.
wonderful.
Nice to meet you, sir.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you for your service.
I may come back. I may just stay with them.
All right, we'll
Maybe-
see you
yeah,
later,
I'll
DC.
text you.
Nice
yeah.
talking
So
with
much
you.
for your
Okay,
time.
not a
Appreciate it.
problem.
One more time.
Not a
We
problem.
do appreciate you, sir.
Right,
Thank you.
hop in this thing there and let's hit the road.
Okay, we're gonna race.
Yeah, we got it.
And you've been so busy, but
Yeah.
all the best to you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we get all the contact, get the video. And
Yep. I'm walking with them to get their car.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we don't have time.
Yeah, we have to
So,
kept it too long.
hi there, chat. How y'all doing? A little bit of a fast start to the show today.
No, but
A little bit of an awesome start to the show today. What did we say we rode on that Jeep on the beach? It might have just got beat. It might have just got beat there. That's a massive honor. DC3 girl doing her thing. She's actually walking and talking now. She's going with them. But we came over to the museum here. We are near Ranville, France. We're at the Pegasus Bridge objective, so if we come back around this way, we actually have the Pegasus Bridge. This was one of the major objectives for the British paratroopers that dropped at Drop Zone K over there near Centersville, where we were the other day. We saw them drop. This is what they were coming to get. They did such a good job of taking this bridge that they actually picked it up and took it away from the river and put it in a museum over here. Just kidding, there's a new bridge that they replaced and they put this one not over the river anymore. So this is the Pegasus Bridge objective. We're gonna be, that's a tongue twister I just realized. We're gonna be all over the museum here for a little bit, but we started off the day here interviewing a veteran of the I don't even know, a veteran of the 101st, the first paratroopers. I don't know what to... Welcome to the virtual field trip, I guess. Huh? I'm gonna scroll through and read some chat here. I don't know if we're on the front page or not. I don't know if it started off with a stream or a raid or something happened or anything. I don't even know. It was so worth it. Norwood, I believe. Jay, his name was Norwood, I believe, right? Chat, I don't... JDK's over here like, what just happened? Oh, it's front page indeed. We are on the front page for that.
So that happened.
Gosh.
Of course it did. The whole week's been like this. The whole week's been
What did we
like
say this morning, right? We're like, oh, maybe go to the airfield. The weather's going to be windy. The pictures from yesterday weren't great. I don't know.
Yeah, we were thinking maybe the glider and the bridge would be cool, and frankly, the weather mattered and the logistics to Paris mattered because we have a hard stop to
train we got to
Paris,
catch.
A train to catch.
Yeah, a train we got to catch.
And so we chose this, and lo and behold.
Well, what do I say? I was rolling my tail end out of bed, and they were like, oh, so we were thinking we'll go over to the Pegasus Bridge. And I said, all right.
Sure.
What did I say? I said, like, well, we've just been randomly choosing a location every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning, it's worked out fantastically. Let's not change the formula, which is we have no plan. It's
we have
9
a general
a.m.
idea.
Yeah. Where are we going to go? And it was Pegasus Bridge. And so we come over here, we pay to get into the museum. We walked through, it was pretty crowded up in the building. And we come over here and we're starting to set up. We had some technical issues. And the DC3 girl's waving frantically. She's over here like this, sort of like trying to marshal us wherever she was.
Which sometimes that's just her normal way of doing things. So it could be she saw a nice cute puppy, but in this case, she had something legit. And because I mean, just to kind of follow that up, he jumped in the very first night with 101st. Into a maelstrom.
Yep.
Survived that. Jumped in Market Garden in September, and then was at the Siege of Bastogne in the Battle of the Bulge in December of 1944, and lived through all three of them. And that is absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't know how much you and I were on camera for some of that, but as he talked, my jaw just went further and further and further open.
That's what I was like, Saber, come this way. Just, you don't need to see us. We need to capture those stories. And I appreciate, I love the fact that he was, one more thing. Before you go, let me tell you one more thing.
One more thing,
one more thing.
One more thing. One more thing. Yeah.
We got like 5 or 6 one more things in there.
And
so,
all I can say is I want to be, if I'm in that shape, that mindset, and that positivity at 97 years old, wow. That was incredible. I don't have much to complain about anymore.
He skydives.
He skydives.
Every year on his birthday, he skydives. And then he wants to bungee jump.
Yeah.
It takes a special sort of human being to jump out of an airplane first. It takes an extra special to be in the airborne.
Yeah.
The first airborne.
The very first.
Jumping into a war zone, not for fun or anything like that, but it takes a special sort of person to do that. And to be still doing that, where he is now,
crazy.
It must stick with you.
And he's got girlfriend problems in his 90s. How amazing is that?
I didn't want to say it at the time, but I hope we don't get him in any more trouble.
Yeah, right.
More trouble. There's like a third who's watching this, and she's like, wait, she's probably speaking
what?
French. Yeah.
She's speaking French.
She may not come back.
Yeah.
She's speaking French. Wait a minute. Yeah.
He has a very strong mind, an absolute
Wow.
legend. He was basically one of the brothers from a Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
He was basically one of the
He was.
brothers
I
from
don't
Band
think
of Brothers.
if he's on the Ambrose tour, obviously
Right.
they're pulling people that are
Right.
from those divisions as best as possible.
Right.
So I'm going to look up his name when I get a chance. But yeah, I couldn't believe we got the chance. I mean, I couldn't, and I could, because that's just how things have broken this week. And you know, it's funny because we were talking last night, Chad, about we were at Omaha Beach. That's kind of the big. Kind of the big thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But what a great human story on our last
Yeah.
day, right out of the gate, to talk to somebody who saw all of this, lived through all of this, and keeps coming back. I mean, his son told us that
Yeah.
it's like their 5th time back here
to
since
be
that
back
happened.
here. Yeah. And it's good. The first time since he's been to, I think, Germany since 1944.
Yeah, I
The
think so.
second time he's been to Germany, he was going to Eagles.
He went to the Eagle's Nest.
Eagle's Nest.
He was there. That was the Hitler's retreat in the Bavarian Alps down in the south of Germany. And they're going to go to Nuremberg, of course, where the trials were.
Right.
The trials for Nazi war criminals. But he went to Berchtesgaden at the end of the war, and that's any of you who've seen or read the book, seen the series or read the book Band of Brothers. There's a whole section that takes place in Berchtesgaden. They raid the wine cellar,
Right.
among other things. And so he got to see that. So that's This is the kind of stuff that we have to take a look at a little bit more closely.
So he's in Virginia Beach, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna research that while we're talking.
So it's not the sort of place to put him on the spot or anything, but if he ever wants to see a rocket launch, it's probably not the most spectacular thing he's seen in his life, but if that's something that he wants to experience, Virginia Beach is like an hour and a half south of Wallops, and if he wanted to see a rocket launch, an Antares launch from over there, because I go up to Virginia, I drive past Virginia Beach, right, on the way to Wallops all the time, and I don't think that would be the highlight of his life, but I wasn't going to put him on the spot, like, if you ever want to see a rocket launch,
Yeah.
we could probably set that up. I don't know, y'all.
We're both kind of at a loss for words.
God.
I'm just kind of.
Here we go. Norwood was a radio operator for Division Artillery Headquarters. He fought across Europe with the 101st towns of Carentan, Bastogne, Hagenau, and Berchtesgaden.
Wow.
Thank you, Damon. Thank you for that. We are having a great trip, Mav. We are having a fantastic trip. Thank you for making it possible. Again, let's step over this way a little bit. I sort of feel like people think we can't walk through here.
There are a million Google hits on this guy.
Wow.
And there's the video of him, the reunification with Joyce Morris in
Oh
Australia.
wow. He's all over.
He's all over the
It's
internet.
not his first time being on the internet, I guess.
No,
Huh?
he's all over.
No kidding.
He's all over. Holy cow.
God.
Let's see.
I don't know. We're sort of recovering from that. There's all sorts of stuff here. Like if you turn the camera around real quick, I'll yell into the side of the mic. There's actually one of the gliders, a Horsa glider. I don't know if this is a replica or this is a restored variant or something like that. I'm not sure. It looks like they may have some pieces. There's a fuselage in a building over there. But we'll figure out what those things are as we get around. Again, we had just hit the ground here in the museum, and we went from, all right, we're spooling up the stream, to talking with Norwood, one of the original members.
Norwood Thomas.
Norwood Thomas, one of the original members of the
101st. 101st Airborne, yeah, and jumped in on D-Day.
On D-Day.
At Carentan. Wow. And then was in Market Garden. And then was in Bastogne. Wounded in Bastogne. Okay, we'll look him up later, a little more specifically.
Wow.
But yeah, that's.
So what do y'all think? Is everything online? Are we even streaming right now?
And we're not going to do this, of course, but I mean, in theory, we could just shut down right now, drop the mic.
All right,
and be like, yeah,
stream's over.
Can we give some props to DC3 Girl on this one?
DC3 Girl over here rocking the G1000.
Well, he was standing there and he had an airborne hat on and he looked the appropriate age, so I said, were you? And he said, yes, I was. And I said, great, can I grab my camera crew? And he
He's
said,
all over Google.
sure.
Yeah.
He said, I have 20 minutes. And the loveliest, they kept thanking us.
That's great.
Yeah, and the last thing he said was he was so glad that he met people that could share his story with other people so people would understand what his generation went through.
Well,
what,
yeah.
What they did.
Well, we were saying if we could be half that happy and half that healthy at 97, we'd be lucky. And I mean, and certainly you get the sense that as difficult as kind of transitioning back into civilian life was, it clearly gave him perspective.
Absolutely.
You know, and not that we should wish that kind of perspective, that kind of lesson, but that was amazing.